It's award season, the time of year all us cinephiles wait for. We get to see a diverse number of great movies and performances that all get rewarded what they deserve. Nobody sweeps a whole category at every show, and underdogs actually get to win. Yeah, not really. So that's why I present to you the messy Oscars. 1 win per movie, no category fraud, let's go. Supporting actress, Tania Maria, The Secret Agent. Tania Maria only started acting in 2019, which is crazy because she just oozes confidence and completely feels like she's supposed to be there. She plays Donna Sebastiana in The Secret Agent, and she's just such a G. Always there with a cigarette in hand, warm and welcoming, but also strong and persevering. The scene where all the fugitives are gathered under her roof is just so good, and the dynamic between her and Wagner Moura's character is just really great. Every time she's on screen, she brings humor and humanity into a very tense political situation. Supporting actor, Jacoby Jupe, Hamnet. Now remember, no category fraud. That sadly leaves out 2 of my favorite performances that were officially campaigned as supporting actor, Stellan Skarsgård and Paul Mescal, who are both obviously co-leads in their films. I'm still mad that Mescal missed an Oscar nom, but it's fine because I get to pick Jacoby Jupe, who plays his son Hamnet in, well, Hamnet. It generally does not compute to me how an 11-year-old boy can evoke that many emotions within a movie audience. He steals multiple heartbreaking scenes with this mix of childlike innocence in his eyes, but at the same time a deep emotional maturity. A very brave boy indeed. My runner-up is William H. Macy in Train Dreams, who steals every scene he's in with just a few minutes of screen time, which brings me to cinematography, Train Dreams. The shots in Train Dreams are just so relaxing, the way they linger. Everything is shot with natural light, so it gives this movie this kind of painterly, old photo feel. The aspect ratio works perfectly to emphasize the verticality of the tall trees, and the landscapes feel like a character in themselves. Forests, firelights, open skies, nature is part of the story. Cinematographer Adolfo Veloso has a bright future ahead of him. Original score, Sinners. I mean, it had to be Sinners. This movie lives and breathes music. And I'm not going to pretend that I know the full cultural history and significance of blues music, but what I do know is that Ludwig Göransson absolutely killed it with this one. The score feels woven into the film's DNA. That surreal montage that everybody went crazy for, it's for good reason. Music truly is transcendent. By the way, that resonator guitar looks so sick. I need to get me one of those metal sliders for my fingers ASAP. Best Actress, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I recently learned that Rose Byrne isn't American, but actually Australian, which I never would have guessed because her accent here and in all her movies is just flawless. She plays Linda in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, and she makes her character such a viscerally felt one. Her unraveling is the center of the whole movie, but she's not a caricature. She fully embodies the exhaustion of a real person under everyday stress, someone we can all maybe recognize from our own lives. Watching her slowly break down is pretty anxiety-inducing, but it's also kind of impossible to look away from. It reminded me a lot of Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems, so in a way this is kind of justice for that Oscar stomp back in 2020. Shout out to all of our moms. Best Actor, Jesse Plemons, Begonia. I'm so happy that Jesse Plemons finally got a role like this and the recognition to go with it, because he's been incredible for years. In Begonia, he plays Teddy Gatz, and what I love is that he's not just written off as some kind of nutjob conspiracy guy. You can actually see where he's coming from. His pain, his desperation, the grief that's clearly driving him. He's been through loss, he's struggling, but he's also caring for his cousin, who he genuinely seems to love. And Plemons lets all of that kind of sit under his performance. He has this amazing ability to switch from someone who you feel deep pity for to someone that you're genuinely scared of, sometimes in the same scene. Just a masterful performance. Best Director, Park Chan-wook, No Other Choice. You can just see how much fun he's having. The transitions are slick, and the shots like the one from inside the beer glass are just super creative. There are moments where he lets a scene sit and build instead of cutting away, especially when Mansu is telling something, and it creates this weird mix where you're kind of tense but also laughing at how absurd it is. Park said that he wanted the audiences to have 2 reactions at once, wanting the characters to succeed, but also knowing what he's doing is wrong. The tonal shifts from dark comedy to thriller never feel forced, they just flow. That balance is hard to pull off, but he manages to. The Academy will pay for this snub. Best Picture, One Battle After Another. Big surprise, I know. I've already talked about this movie in a previous video, so I'll link it down in the description or up here somewhere. But honestly, I could give this a win in every single category. Best Picture just felt right. This is exactly the movie that we needed in 2025. That was a lot of fun to make, so let me know if you want me to do the same format for previous years, because I'd absolutely love to. And of course, comment down your picks for the best of 2025. Subscribe.